All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a phenomenal, gifted hip hop artist and actress right here live on the line. We got the one and only Honey Dinero right here, right now. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, best I can possibly be down here in Canada, just dealing with a typical late July heat wave. But other than that, just trying to stay cool and interview some of the best artists like yourself.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're dealing with heat here as well, so we're not too far from each other. We're basically neighbors, so I get it.
Yeah, I always tell people that always have questions when I interview people from the West Coast and whatnot. They always say, "What's the weather like down there?" And I always compare it. You know, if you turn on a New York TV station, and the weather they're getting, that's what we're getting.
Mhm.
But I know you're a busy individual, honey, so I'm going to dive right into this interview. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far, and I have to ask first and foremost, what originally inspired you to pursue a career within the music industry initially?
I think I would say my friends. I at the time didn't know my extensive history with my family in this industry. So what was just a natural gift of just playing around with my friends and, um, you know, um, I wouldn't say fake rapping, but coming up with raps and dances and things like that. My friends just egged me on to do it, to pursue it professionally.
And I gotta say as well, I gotta say you definitely had a phenomenal support system because they definitely pushed you in the right direction because you are definitely very good at what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still working. I'm still evolving, and I strive to do better each and every time I put a project out, or each and every time I touch the stage. So I appreciate that.
And also as well, on January 27th of 2015, you were actually featured on Nimrod's single titled Gun Talk. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this collaboration. And of course, how did yourself and Nimrod originally get connected?
Well, we have some mutual friends. I have some family that's connected to Wu Tang, PYN, and we were initially supposed to meet, and then as fate would have it, we actually ended up at the same venue, and we met there. And then he sought me. It was a real short meet, and then he sought me out on Instagram. And I guess he liked what he heard, and he said, "Well, I have this project that I would love to do with you, called Mr. and Mrs. Smith." And so he brought me in for like it was either two or three records. Went in there, smashed the records, and he was like, "Yo, I really like your style." And then he asked me to sign with his label at the time. So once we did the business there, we worked on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith album, and Gun Talk was the first single.
And I gotta say as well, I do know that that is at least a good 7-year-old song, but I gotta say, it is absolutely timeless. When you even listen to it today in 2022, it feels like a brand new song. You guys had such phenomenal chemistry on that song together, in my honest opinion.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that was a great year. We put out a lot of music, and we definitely, not just recording, but even in videos, we had great chemistry. He has that type of energy that makes you want to, like a little friendly competition. Makes you want to step it up. He definitely exhibits that type of energy that you would want to match.
And also, as well, aside from the music industry here for a moment, you are also an actress that currently stars in the show Undeniable. I was wondering, what originally made you decide to venture into acting? And of course, can you tell us a bit more about this show? And of course, where can we actually stream it today?
Okay. Well, I I am a I'm a natural actress. I think as kids, as a creative, as kids, we used to come up with all kinds of things. My god sister, who she starred in "Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Juice in Jenny Hood." She's the one who guzzled down the 40. That's my god sister. And as kids, we used to dress up in our parents' clothes and put on a production for them, and it was just something that I've always just loved to do. The voices and just come up with skits and things like that. So when given the opportunity to actually act, well, I initially started off in my own videos, and then when given the opportunity to act in Illa G's New York Minute, and then met who is the creator of Undeniable, and he was like, I have this TV show that we're producing. Would love for you to be in it. I actually play two parts. I play Honey Dinero. I play the artist Honey Dinero, but then I also play a detective, a New York City detective, and we cross jurisdictions in Philly and Jersey. So, and then Undeniable is it's based on a series of a few musicians that struggle with their career choice and ordinary life and what life throws at us. Like for me, do I want to maintain being a cop? Do I need to as my oath, do I need to hold the oath of the badge versus just really wanting to do music because I do music so very well? And how and the conflict in that, you know what I'm saying? So, because I run across artists who might have, other dealings in the street. Do I bust them down? How do I convey to them that you're bigger than the streets? You need to go into more so of the artist side, or you need to do more music, or you need to do more acting. And how do I hold my oath? How do I do my job? But then also, pour into my passions. So it's a conflict with my character, but the other characters too have everyday conflicts, every life, and then, pursuing their career. So it's an interesting spin on Un's life. Un is the principal character, and he is like a 6 degree of separation with each of the characters in Un. And Un is trying to tell everyone, listen, I have this platform. Follow me with what your passions are. You don't have to be your job, be your passion. So.
And I gotta say as well, I actually checked out the TV show, and I gotta say, you are definitely phenomenal at what you do. So you definitely learned from her. I'll tell you that for a fact, because you are definitely really good at what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much.
And for the individuals that are listening that might potentially have scripts or anything like that, how can they actually go about contacting you about potentially including you within their next film?
Well, I'm on all social media, either honeydinero.com, that's HONEY, DINERO, or Honey Dinero on Instagram, or official Honey Dinero. Like I'm there. Twitter, my email is officialhoneydinero@gmail.com. I'm pretty I stay on top of answering as many emails, direct messages. Just hit me up and we'll talk about it. If it makes sense, then we could do it.
And also as well, on March 2nd of 2021, you teamed up with the Bad Seed and Stuck B to actually release the phenomenal 15-track collaborative album titled Kill Switch, The Devil's Rejects. I was wondering if you can actually tell us
Mhm.
a bit more about this album, and of course, what was it like just working with those fellow artists in the studio?
Oh man, I mean that's those their family. It was it was amazing because we did it, of course, in the middle of COVID, so we had to fly a lot of the beats, fly a lot of the sessions to one another. But Bad C came up with this idea, and he felt like for our namesakes, we fit those characters of the Devil's Rejects, and which happens to be all of our, we really enjoy the Rob Zombie films. So for a while, even before we recorded it, we just we watched the movies. We watched the movies via FaceTime, and so that we could really take on the characters ourselves. And then musically, we wanted to bring those characters to a hip hop element. And so once all produced by Team Demo, they did Crime Wave for 50 Cent. They've done a lot of Bad Seed projects. I have a project with them. They've done some individual songs for me as well. They came with the bangers, and that's what made it really easy. And we just took on the characters. Bad Seed is Otis Driftwood. Of course, I'm Baby Firefly, and Stuck B is Captain Spaulding, and we we took those characters on, and it made it so easy to bring that out musically.
And I gotta say as well, the one song off that project that I really enjoyed was actually "Pray for Me," featuring Napoleon the Legend. I don't know, that song to me is one of my favorites off that project.
Yeah, Napoleon is he's amazing. And I think our voices blended so well, and with the structure of the song, it made sense. I have a single with Napoleon that's coming out in the next month that I'm very excited about. So it's just it's one of my favorite albums. Like I think I listen to it almost every week. One of my favorite albums.
And also as well, on December 31st of 2021, you actually released your most recent album, the 12-track album titled 12. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this recently released album, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of it today?
So 12 was I've successfully have put out singles that were getting like spins from DJ Premier and his and DJs of his like, and I wanted to, before the end of the year, I wanted to put out a project of like my favorite album cuts that people may have missed along the projects. Lipstick and Bullets, Pink Honey, Retribution, just some of my favorite hard hitters, songs that weren't singles but people may have missed. And so being that, December's the 12th month, I figured I'd choose 12 joints and just put it out so that people who were just discovering me or may have only listened to singles and didn't listen to whole projects would get like a full scope of just like some hard street bangers. And hence the name 12. And I just wanted to get it out before the new year. And so that could be found on Spotify, all the streams, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, just all the streams. But then also I have a Bandcamp. So not only that album is on there, but my entire catalog is on Bandcamp.
And also as well, I gotta say as well, definitely a phenomenal project. If you don't mind me asking, is there any hard copies available of this project as well? That way our listeners can kind of have themselves a little collector's item.
I'm working on that. I definitely want to do vinyl. So I'm working on it, but if you hit me up and say I need a hard copy, I will make it happen.
And also as well, August 6th, so not too far away. You are going to be in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, where you're going to be taking the stage at Distro Fest. I was wondering if you could actually tell our listeners what can they expect from this up and coming Honey Dinero performance, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some last minute tickets?
Okay, so Distro Fest is through my distributor, Who Mag. Shout out to Rob Schwartz. He takes his artists, all the independent record companies and artists that distribute under Who Mag, Sony Orchard, and he gives them this platform to perform, where they invite major people out from music and film. And so what you can expect is high impact. I haven't performed in quite a while. I was diagnosed with cancer, and I left New York for treatment, and subsequently ended up just working on music and putting music out without really being seen. So now that I've made it back to New York, like everything that I have been doing so far has just been brushing up on my stage performance. So this is going to be one of the major performances for me for this festival. And so you're going to see high energy. I'm going to be on stage with my 6-man entertainment team, The Bad Seed and Free God. And it's going to be high energy, high impact. Like, you're really going to enjoy it. If you're a big boom bap fan, you're going to really enjoy my set. And so the last minute tickets, I'm not exactly sure, but I have posted the flyer on my social media, and all the information should be there. And I'm actually looking right now. Oh, so it's free admission. So there's no tickets. It's free admission.
Hey, you can never go wrong with a free concert, let alone a free festival. I've never heard of a free festival,
right.
So I definitely wish I could make the trip out to Jersey for that one.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm trying to actually get up your way and do some work out there.
I gotta say, the borders are definitely open back up, so I can definitely see that happening very, very soon, because a lot of artists are actually making their way across the border. So you gotta, unfortunately, you have to have all the vaccination and stuff like that. I do hope, personally, I'm not an anti-vaxxer or anything, but I do think that, if you don't need the vaccine to go to the States, you shouldn't need it to come into Canada, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not a big vaccinator, but, just coming from where I came from with the cancer, and my cells are still rebuilding, I needed to do what I had to do, because, I'm out here, I'm out here moving and grooving, and, you just never know, so.
And I gotta say as well, I'm really glad to hear that you were actually still with us, blessing us with music and your phenomenal acting as well. I'm glad to hear that you actually beat cancer and kicked its ass.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a continuing thing, but I'm determined. I'm gonna keep pushing. I hope that I could be an example to other people to not even give in to, the things that are thrown at us in life. Not just cancer, but just different things. Some people get hit hard with just what life can throw at you, and, hopefully I could be the example to not give up, and definitely not give up on your passions at the same time,
But I have to ask, other than this up-and-coming performance, what is next for yourself, Honey Dinero? I have to ask, is there anything we missed during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? We still got you here live on 97.7 FM this evening.
Yeah, I just, you're going to hear a lot from me. I'm working on 2 EPs and an album. I hope to get those out before the end of the year. I'm really looking forward into doing more acting. Um, you know, and the biggest thing that I want to do is tour. I want to go back to touring. So, I'm pushing towards that. If not for the end of this year, then definitely next year I'm on someone's tour. So hopefully I'll be coming to a city or a town near you.
And also, honey, this is a time in the interview quickly that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give like shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And I know earlier on in the interview you dropped your social media handles, but if you can, drop them one more time. That way our listeners can pull out their phones and follow you all across the board if they're not already doing so.
Absolutely. So follow me on IG at official Honey Dinero, or Honey Dinero, Facebook Honey Dinero, and I pretty much follow people back. I'm not one of those. I'm not following them back. I'm not one of those people. On YouTube, Honey Dinero, HoneyDinero. Just a shout out to my team, Six Man Entertainment. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Just reach out and we'll chop it up. I have no problems chopping it up with the listeners.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, you are most certainly welcome, but also thank you for actually giving us a bit of your time here this evening. It definitely was an honor to welcome just a hip-hop veteran like yourself. It's truthfully an honor, and I hope down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. Just hit me up, and if I got the time. I mean, I'm on here sick right now, so just hit me up anytime, and if I'm available, I'm there.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much again, Honey Dinero, and definitely have yourself a wonderful night as well.
Thank you. You too.